right, so we were at a card show in Painesville, the Lake Erie College Card Show this past weekend, and I was talking to a handful of vendors about the 2026 Series 1 and how we've opened up a decent amount and not seen any of the 52 parallels for the rookies. So one of the vendors was like, well, you got that last mega box right there that you haven't sold yet. It's going to be in there. And I said, yeah, no, that's always the case, but don't want to get high on your own supply, so you can't open your own cards. Well, here I am. So I got the itch, and we're going to see if he was right. So wish me luck. Plus, also, this had the ripped plastic on the box. The seal was ripped on it, so I took the seal off. And that's usually a sign, right? You can't sell it with the seal ripped. So that had to be a sign for me to open it myself. I haven't had a ton of luck with this product personally, opening it myself. I don't know how out there, it's kind of mixed reviews, I guess. I think Topps Chrome Football came out a little bit too soon. It was just released, and it's taken a little bit of the fun out of this. But, yeah, we'll see. I'm going to kind of thumb through them real fast. Also, this year, they did this, so traditionally when you're going through cards and you see a backwards one, that's usually like a hit. But this year they threw in the backwards card just randomly in there to trick us, I guess. All right, I'll run through this super fast. Mickey Moniak. I had such high hopes for that kid. All these years on the Phillies. At least he's still playing baseball. All right, and then there's our Titans insert. At least he's still playing baseball, right? I mean, I'm sure that's all he ever wanted to do when he was a kid. Just play baseball. So we're happy for him. Nice Roman Anthony. Stars of the MLB. It's decent. Tyler Freeman. Ex-Cleveland Guardian. Johnston. Jonah Heim. David Wright on the throwback. That's the 91, I think, is what that one is. I love the way that looks. And then our Roman Anthony. So I love the way that insert looks. We have we're stacked this week, or this year, this whole summer, just stacked full of card shows. This is kind of funny how, the conversations, the chatter you get from the other vendors. But this was one I had. I was like, yeah, you know what? I haven't even seen, I'm sure there's an Instagram video somewhere of somebody opened one, and I've never seen one. I've never seen anybody open one. I've never talked to anybody who opened one. So, I hope he's right. I hope that guy was right. Gotta open it yourself now. All right. Junior Caminero. There's the, what do they call it? The Crackle Parallel, I think, right? Or the Hollow Foil. Kyle Stowers. First pitch. Oh, another Roman Anthony rookie. Well, we'll take these. I mean, these are great. Throw these in a top loader. Not bad. Yeah, those are technically inserts, but we donate our base by way of repacks to students and such. I've been doing that for the last 5 years. It's better than just like tossing it all into a box somewhere or even just into the trash, which I know a lot of like breakers just throw theirs right in the trash. Like find a local school. Jonah Tong, that's a nice card. Find like a local school or something like that with an after school program. I've been working in after school programs since 2017, you know, managing, writing grants for them, creating the programs. That's the Crackle. That's the 1991 Crackle parallel. Anyways, but my kids, those kids in those programs, like they don't have a lot. I mean, most of them have nothing. So to see a bunch of kids, you know, if that's their thing, and to see a bunch of their peers opening up cards and, you know, having some really cool stuff to brag about and binders, and they bring them to class and stuff like that. And these kids, just to get a bunch of base cards, it's the humblest way to appreciate the hobby. It's by giving back like that. So I encourage anybody who's listening to this to not throw away your base cards. If you don't collect them yourselves, there's kids out there that would like to have them. So keep that in mind. I forget what the short print serial this year is, but I think it's 91. It's 053. I'll have to go back through and look at some of these. I'm sure I might have missed one. Stars MLB. Well, so far, nothing great. The prices on these are starting to come down in the retail joints, so those individuals who wait around, and honestly, it's probably a good time to go grab them now. Like if the prices start coming down, people were selling for like $65 for a mega box. And the flipper, I mean, Jesus, God protect us from a flipper. Like they go and they clean out the Walmarts and they clean out the Targets and then they put them on eBay. And it's just awful, man. Like Targets and Walmarts and stuff like that, they're not going to price gouge you. They have to stay pretty common between, like, you know, the variation of prices. So, you know, $45 or whatever, you know, up to $50 for the blaster box or for a mega. And then you see these people, like, they take them and they go to the card shows or they put them on eBay for $65. It just blows my mind. Like, I couldn't think of doing something like that. Just gouging people for prices. Like, I get it, supply and demand and everything, but man, you're pricing out the only people that we should care about in this hobby, which is the future of the hobby, which are the collectors, which are the kids. 2 future stars back to back. That's interesting. Don't usually see that. Yeah, but you don't want to price out your future, and your future is the collector, and the collector is the kid. At least for this stuff, you know. I mean, there are a couple of like the old heads out there that collect this and make sets out of this, but you know, they're trying to finish sets from their childhood. They're not trying to finish these new sets. Speaking of that Topps Chrome football, that released, and you know, again, everybody goes and cleans out their local stores, and it's just retail stuff. And then you see it at the card shows, and we saw it at a card show this weekend, and I walked up to a guy, and I see him all the time. He's a nice enough guy. He's at all the card shows with us. Something there. And I asked him just out of curiosity, because he didn't have any price tags on it. He had hangers and mega and blasters. And I said, hey, how much are you asking for your hangers? He goes, oh, $65. I said, okay, $65 for a retail hanger. What are you asking for your blasters? And he goes, $95. Okay, good luck. Good luck selling them, I guess. I don't know anybody who could literally just go to their local Walmart if it hasn't been beaten to hell by the flipper and get it for a fraction of that price. Just blows my mind how people can do that. And Brady Singer. Oh, that's the profiles. I love those profiles. It's a Paul Skeens profile. Brady Singer, Paul Skeens, and Minnesota. So these profiles are pretty great. This is something that they did back in the 90s too. And they did it in football also. Like you had like Joe Namath on, or like they did like Michael Assignment and Jordan in basketball. And then they did like I think they did like, gosh, I can't recall. It was like Ricky Henderson and a couple of other guys did these like profiles where like a vet would give their take on one of the like stars right now. So like I really like that this is an insert now. That's pretty cool. I like that Topps is doing a little bit more of that kind of nostalgia piece, because they know that not everybody's going to get those big banger hits. Like, probabilities are extremely low. So you want to have some sort of fun in there for the value. You know, most likely you're going to open up a $50 box of cards and get, I don't know, 10 maybe dollars worth of like resale value. Just doesn't work like that. Not like they show in the movies or on Instagram. It doesn't really work like that. Although I wouldn't mind inserting my foot in my mouth right now by pulling some major banger card, but I would be the exception. Styles and Smiles, is that a short print? No. That kid's good. Nice little throwback on the crackle there. Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. But anyways, without preaching a sermon to anybody who's watching this, just be kind to the future of the hobby, man. Like, the bubble's gonna burst. Like, it's gonna happen. It happened in the 90s. I lived through it. Like, the bubble's gonna burst. And the only people out there that stand to make anything of it are the ones that are trying to, like, manipulate your opinion of the hobby right now. Which is, you know, don't invest in stocks, but invest in sports cards. Or, which, you know, stocks is irrelevant. Just anything other than sports cards for your future. Like, just that stuff. Or the people who are trying to, like, pass off ultra modern rookies that are relevant for the first, you know, 3 weeks of their release, and claiming they're going to have this, like, long value. Just no guarantee of any of that stuff. It's just, it's a hardcore gamble. The people holding the purse strings are the only ones that stand to make anything from it. So just be careful of our future, especially the youth. If you're a grown-ass man and you're making your own decisions to do this, then that's your prerogative. You can chase down $20,000-$30,000 worth of cards and hope it stays that, at least stays that value for the next 10, 15, 20 years, or however you want to determine it. But yeah, we have kids at the card shows. I see these kids, and that's their whole mission, is to, you know, spend every penny that they get on this stuff and hope that they can turn around and sell it when they're in college or something. And I just don't know, man. Didn't work like that for us. I lived through the 90s, and there was hardly any cards that I could have bought at 10 years old and had for 8 years that would have matured into value that I could have sold and made actual money on my way to college. Like, it's just doesn't seem very probable. I love that Jose. Well, a lot of decent rookies. Mizorowski rookie, that's nice, but nothing great. We're down to our last 3-4 packs. This is retail stuff, folks. I mean, just know what you're buying. You know? We have a card show for any of you local folks listening to this. We have a card show in Erie. That's a good card there. We have a card show in Erie at the Mill Creek Mall with an outfit called Pittsburgh Card Shows. So I encourage you to either jump on our website at harborhobby.com and take a look at our upcoming shows, and or there's Sheeman, and or follow us on Facebook or Instagram and get an update of all of our shows. Chipper Jones, Jack. He had a freaking World Series classics, baseball classics. I mean, geez, that whole team did. Italians, boy, who saw that coming? I mean, yeah, most of them were like born in Michigan or something like that, and some of them were born in Ohio, but still, I mean, whatever. It was good to see competition. I honestly thought the best part of the World Baseball Classic was to see good, real good competition. And, you know, losing to Venezuela was exciting for baseball. I mean, it was somber for an American to lose their own sport against another nation, but in the same sense, like, wow, like what did that actually do? How did that catapult baseball itself? And it really did. It's the same thing with hockey this year in the Olympics and stuff. Like, to have the 4 nations and then the Olympics and then into the playoffs, like that was awesome for the NHL this year. So there's some really fun, exciting things happening in sports, and I just, sports cards is just a fun way to celebrate that excitement. Again, just, being responsible, I suppose. So if you're an adult and you're selling cards to kids, be responsible. If you're a parent and your kid wants to get into trading cards, be responsible. Paul Skeens. Nice. It's the pink profiles. So we got 2 of these. 4-0. Oh, 4-2-0. That's nice. I don't think the pink is anything special, although I could be wrong. It could be the case hit, and I just don't know shit. But yeah, go to, if you guys want to come to a couple of our card shows. It's as humble as this rip is right now. We try to make a little bit of money off of what we open and what we come across, but for the most part, it's just fun. We just have fun doing it. Got one more pack, and it looks like that vendor was wrong. Yeah. I mean, this is the retail stuff for you, though. Like, I mean, it's like I said earlier in this video, it's spend $50 on a box of cards and don't expect to get any like turnaround value. Like, I can't take this stack of inserts and make $50. And I could if I was that dishonest individual I was just referring to about the ones that are killing the hobby, but that's not going to be me. Most likely I'm going to put them in the 3 for $1 box, and some kid's going to grab them, or some flipper's going to grab them and sell them for $1 a piece. I mean, it's a business. It's that type of a business for most. So I just don't want to live in that area. I want to make sure, like I said, I want to protect our future. And our future is kids enjoying this hobby. Corey Seager. Yeah, we only had one 91 Crackle parallel that was worth anything worth talking about. But I mean, overall, like reviewing this box from a standpoint of like, oh, let's flip it and make money. Like, no, like not. I mean, there's just no way. But I mean, that's fun. But reviewing this as a box as a collector, like, there's a handful of really good inserts of some great players. So like, if you're collecting, you're trying to complete sets, you're trading with your friends or whatever, like this is pretty good stuff. Rodriguez, Trout, Skeens twice, Chipper Jones, Jack with the rookie. Logan Webb's kind of a bum right now, but no offense, Logan. Gotta get your shit together. Mizorowski, I mean, that's great. Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. There's our other Skeens. Trout again, Soto, Brady Singer still got some juice left. Bryce Harper, this is his last year before he is Mr. Irrelevant. Acuna, probably the same thing. 2 of him. Devers, again, I don't even think Devers is really. Mookie Betts, Stowers, the first pitch insert. I think those are considered short prints, right? 379. Roman Anthony, that's probably the biggest card in here. The Titans and then the Stars of the MLB. David Wright, Hall of Famer. There's the other Roman Anthony. Ellie De La Cruz, Corey Seager, and Christian Yelich. So, like, good ball players on the inserts. It's not like there was nobody's on the inserts, which was pretty good. But overall, in a review, like I said, buy the product because you want to collect it. And you want to put it in a binder. You want to trade it with your friends. Don't buy it to flip it. All right, guys. Harbor Hobby out.